Well, good afternoon, everybody. I didn't know, let me see about this phone here. Been having a lot of trouble with my phone, so if I go off, then I'm going to go off. I'm supposed to get a new phone Monday, so. But right now, I'm going to make orange cream cheese bread. I've already made one this morning, so I'm going to make, I'll show it to you. So I have an 8-ounce thing of cream cheese in here. And then I'm going to cream it with a 1/2 cup of shortening. It does not matter what kind of cream cheese it is and what kind of shortening it is. I usually buy what's on sale. If it's a brand name on sale, okay. If it's not, that's okay too. So we're going to cream this a little bit here, as much as I can. Garbage. And when I get done creaming that, I'm going to add 1 2/3 cups of sugar. Down a little bit. I put my oven on at 350 or 375, excuse me. Okay, I'm going to put, this is 2/3 sugar with a lot of thyme in. Cup of sugar I gotta put in. Okay, a lot of time. Just look it up here. We've had so much rain lately that it's unbelievable. I just called my niece a little while ago and she was telling me that their air conditioning had stopped. And she came home from work the other day, and it was over 100 in her house, so hopefully they'll get that fixed soon. And I'm glad it wasn't when I was down there, so now I'm going to put in 2 eggs. Put in one at a time. Beat it. It. Push it all down here. It's getting real silky here, so it's really nice looking. I made some this morning, so I like to at least try something sometimes before I make it. So we did this morning, and it was really good. So now I'm going to take the baking powder, which is 1 tablespoon of baking powder. We're going to throw that in there. Okay. What else we got here besides the baking powder? And the salt. Okay, set up good. Now we're going to take milk and flour. Our milk, did I get it out? Yep. Our flour calls for 2 1/4 cups of flour. And our milk calls for 1 cup of milk. And you have to alternate it, the flour and the milk. So we'll get the 1/4 of flour here. Put a little at a time in, so that mixes up nice. And then I'm going to go for 2 more cups. I'm just going to measure it out because I have to put my milk in alternately. So put this fill up. Okay, here's another. And the milk calls for 1 cup of milk. And I have a half a cup here, so let's alternate it with this. And then end with your flour mixture, it says. So put a little flour in, a little milk. Joe's out back on the porch. We're going to enclose the porch here, so he's been out there working the last couple of days. Let's cup in. Okay, and now 1 more cup. Okay. Flour, and then another half a cup of milk. I'll do the ingredients as soon as I'm done. It's done. Never done this alternate from one to another, so this is new for me. Okay, now I got to end with flour. Now this calls that you can have a straight or you can use walnuts. Well, I had done Joe's up. Joe, hurry, yeah. Sorry about that with Joe out there sawing. So I don't have walnuts, I only have pecans. So it calls for a half a cup of walnuts, which is here. So I'm going to crush my walnuts up and I'm going to put those in. Okay. Then it calls for 2 tablespoons of orange zest here. So I made one this morning, so I think I should have enough. Got some nice big oranges here. It calls for 2 tablespoons. I made it this morning, and I think I'm going to put closer to 3 in it to give it a little more orange. Because being surprised when I started this, orange does not go in the recipe. Orange goes on the top of the bread. So, let's see what I got as tablespoons here. Got 1. Got 2. So I got about 3 tablespoons I'm putting in just to nice and smooth and silky this is. Just see it. This makes 2, it was an 8.5 by 4.5 bread pan. I do not have that, so I just put them in whatever ones I want here. So this is how nice and smooth it is. Beautiful looking batter. Okay, I'm going to stick that, the rest of that orange zest out of there. And I sprayed and floured my bread pans here. So, put some in each one. As everybody knows, I love I love making bread, so I don't make usually white bread very well, but breads like this I love making. So let's get this. My oven is at 375. I have one small pan too. Let me get this all out. I've had people ask me if I had quit baking and stuff here on my show. I haven't. We've just had a few little problems around here. Hopefully we'll get it straightened with the VA eventually. So we've been a little busy. But I'm hoping to getting back and doing some stuff. So there we go with our bread. Now you see I did not use any orange juice, even though this is called orange juice or orange cream bread. When you're all done, and this is done baking, you take a quarter of a cup of orange juice, just a quarter of a cup, and you just drizzle it on all these, let it soak in. So this is what I did this morning. That's what it looks, very light in color. I think you can see it. And it does have the orange juice on it. I did, it says sprinkle the orange juice on, and I poured some orange juice, but it soaks right into it. It doesn't get it too moist or anything. It was really a nice tasting. I just thought it would be nice to have a little more zest put in the middle of it to get more of a orange. So I'm going to give you the recipe. So far my phone is okay. It's hopefully doing what it's supposed to be doing. So what I took is 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese softened, and I mixed that with a 1/2 cup of shortening, and you mix that up till it's nice and creamy. And then I had 1 2/3 cup of granulated sugar. I put that in and I whipped that up till it was really nice, light and fluffy. Then I added 2 eggs. 2 eggs, one at a time, beat it, put the other one in, and then beat it. Then I took 2 1/4 cup of flour, all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And when you put your flour in your bowl, you use 1 cup of milk. Alternate it between your flour and milk, but end up with your flour. I took my bread pans and I sprayed them. I floured them. I put wax paper on the bottom. I cut the wax paper that fits just on the bottom. Is how I always do it. Doesn't call for it, but that's how I do it. I put a 1/2 cup, it calls for 1/2 cup of walnuts. You do not have to put nuts in it. You don't have to put walnuts. I put pecans or pecans, whatever you call them, in it, and they tasted really well. You can put raisins in it if you like. Anything you like, it's yours. Make it the way you want. Then I took 2 tablespoons of I grated the peel of an orange, and it calls for 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons was good. I wanted a little more orange in it, so I put about 3 tablespoons in. And then mix that all up, put that in your containers, and then when you're all done, it cooks at 375 for 55 minutes. Because I have smaller containers than what they call for an 8x4. 8x4x3 loaf pan. I do not have that size. So mine went to, I think it was 35, something like that. Just test it. I have a tester that I test cakes with. I just test my bread with it too. And then you leave them in the pans for 10 minutes. And then after 10 minutes, you take 1/4 cup of orange juice. If you don't have orange juice, you got an orange, use it. It's orange juice. And while it's still in the pan, take that 1/4 and put it on your pans. Not 1/4 each pan, 1/4, sprinkle it on how many pans you have. No more than 1/4. And then I let that sit for, well, it says you don't have to. I let it sit for 3 or 4 minutes until all that orange juice soaked into the bread. Then I took the bread out of the pan, and they say here it sits. Right here. So these will be a little higher with these because this one was a bigger one and I used a smaller, so doesn't matter. They could have 2 pieces instead of 1. I don't care. So that is my orange cream cheese bread. So I hope you all enjoyed it. I will try to stay up with at least once a week. I have a lot of things that people have asked me to do that I will be doing. It's just been a little hectic around here lately. So we will talk to you whenever. Put it in the oven. I'm sorry, put it in the oven at 375. 375 your oven is. Alright? So thank you for watching. I'll try to get back to you more often. Have a nice day, everybody. Take care. Thanks for watching.